Intercultural communication is a communication between people of different culture, backgrounds, and social group. This includes sharing of ideas, values, and traditions to one another. Intercultural communication can be seen everywhere. Let's have some examples. First, we have school. In school, students have different cultures, but that doesn't mean that they don't communicate at all. In classes, you can observe that students tend to share their ideas and cultures with one another. Next, we have work. In your work or in your workspace, you can't choose your colleagues. Therefore, you can't also choose the cultures you're going to encounter. Therefore, in work, you are expected to encounter a lot of people, thus a lot of cultures too. Lastly, we have the community. One of the best examples for this is Manila City. We all know that Manila is the capital of the Philippines, right? Therefore, it is best believed that Manila brings a lot of opportunities to an individual, especially when it comes to their job or careers. And it is very evident that in Manila, you can encounter a lot of people. Thus, there are a lot of cultures being practiced too. And not just that, it doesn't only apply to the people living here in the Philippines. Nowadays, you can also see a lot of foreigners living in our country. In reality, intercultural communication is inevitable, which means that we can't stop it, but we can learn how to deal with it. And you can't always encounter people with the same culture, beliefs, and values as you. And that's where intercultural communication happens. But you can deal with them by knowing how to handle situations which you are unfamiliar of. There are a lot of benefits when it comes to intercultural communication, and one of these is it's promoting unity amidst diversity. Now let's have a real life situation where we can apply this benefit. One of the best examples could be business. We all know how business works, right? There's an owner and there are workers are also called as employee. In a business, they are working as a team. And communication is one of the prior needs when it comes to business because without communication, the team won't work. Let's dive deeper in this example. In a business or a company, there are a group called product developers, which are assigned to create products or services that would address the customer's needs and wants. And in this team, communication is very important because they have to communicate themselves to their target customers and their colleagues. In order to achieve this goal, the company must be able to communicate with their target customers well. They must know what are the customers' likes and dislikes when it comes to the products they are about to make. Now that you have the information, you can now proceed with the execution of the product. And the best way to do this is to communicate with your colleagues. Now, as we all know, our colleagues may not have the same values, traditions, cultures, and ethics as ours. And this is where intercultural communication takes place again. One must able to express themselves freely, to share their ideas, to share their cultures to their colleagues. And on the other hand, the colleague must be able to adopt, to listen, and to understand the side of the other. And this is very beneficial to a certain team because once the communication was very open and the teammates are very understanding of each other's point, you can create a better outcome at the end of the project. Intercultural communication could cause harm and disrespect to others when used without proper knowledge. Let's talk about boundaries. It is sometimes inevitable to cross someone's boundary because you lack knowledge about it, right? And it also happens in intercultural communication. Sometimes we tend to say offensive words to others who have the different cultures and beliefs with us. And what are the ways to prevent this from happening? First, you have to be more sensitive about the words you're going to say to other people. Always choose the right terms, the right words to say to them. And what are the ways to redeem yourself when it happens that you unintentionally disrespected them or their culture? The best way is to acknowledge your mistake and apologize and promise them that you won't do it again and you'll be more educated about their religion, for example, culture, and beliefs.